About 10 or 11 years ago, I swore on my life to Mike that I would not pick up another paintbrush. And here I am in our trailer, and I have picked up paintbrushes. So cross your fingers for me, and let's hope that I don't make things worse. We are standing in the trailer, and I know it's probably bright in those back windows, but I want you to see just how dark these walls are. And again, we're in a spot that's kind of bright, but this is a really, really, really dark trailer, especially over here in the kitchen when you're trying to cook. Now, Mike has installed some extra lights, which have been a huge help when it comes to prepping and cooking, but it's still so dark in this trailer, and I just want to feel like I have a brand new trailer. I think that's probably it. So we're hoping, well, I am hoping that this paint scheme of white will do something to uplift this space. We have a lot of work to do. Here's the after.
I would never let you go. Oh, I'm willing to do anything if I have you. Darling, no matter what it takes, we'll make it through. No matter what it takes, we'll make it through.
I don't have many fancy things my name, aren't they fleeting anyway? I'm more fortunate than I have been told. Now that I've found your heart of gold.
Oh, honey, well, I never guarantee we'll be fine.
So much brighter in here, and I struggled painting it, but I would say it was absolutely worth it. Now, it wasn't worth it during the week and a half that I was struggling painting it, but it is so much brighter in here, and Mike redid the lights. They're absolutely beautiful. This went from being a dingy, colored, depressing space to bright and fun and happy, and I love it. The wallpaper that Mike and I did Mike helped me with this because I cannot wallpaper by myself. This took us 4 hours. 4 hours to do this one little wall. And I'm glad that we didn't give up. I knew we could figure it out. We did have to use some 3M spray adhesive to make sure that when it gets humid or temperature changes that it doesn't just peel right off the wall, because it is peel and stick wallpaper. We did it over here as well, so it is on this wall too. If you don't dab the adhesive, because it'll come out sort of globby when you spray it, if you don't dab it, you'll have those bumps underneath the wallpaper from where that adhesive is. So that is a tip. And also using an eraser, like a dry eraser, like a big one, to smooth it out instead of using one of those credit cards, or even people had said use a squeegee, but I found a guy on YouTube who said use an eraser, and that was magic. So if you are thinking about peel and stick wallpaper in your trailer, adhesive spray, dab it out so that it's smooth, and then use a dry erase eraser like those big ones, and you'll have a much better time. We also started from the bottom and worked our way up the wall because our ceiling is curved. So we started flat and then went up to the curve, and I think that was really good. I think that was a good idea. I don't know. Other people have started at the top and worked their way down. I've seen people start at the middle and work their way up and down. I don't think there is a right or wrong way. We had success starting at the bottom because that was the only straight line we had. What else? This is also sort of peel and stick, this backsplash that we put up, but it is actual shells. So it's not a sticker, it's shells that I ended up grouting in just to make sure that it stayed, because I just kept picturing we would get to the next place and all of it would be on the floor and like in the slide. But I'm happy with it because it does make the kitchen so much brighter, and when you turn on the lights, it really is a nice space now. What else do I love? These lights, basically everything was Amazon. Mike put the lights in. And I made this. This is all fake succulents, but I love it. So there's a pegboard that I stuck these fake succulents in and then hot glued them in place and trimmed the backs. And then we put it inside, excuse me, this frame, and then put it on the wall. And there you have it. It comes down in transit because it weighs 10 million pounds, and we can't close the slide with it on the wall. What else? This space over here, this is our camera space, and then coffee space, and then these bins hold wine and bread and other junk that I just don't want out on the table. And what else? Fluffy Sherpa blankets. We got the fluffy Sherpa blankets also from Amazon because it's going to be cold soon. I think that's it. We had to remount our map. I don't know if you can see it, but we had to remount the map. We put it on plexiglass so that can come with us on the next one, on the next trip with the next trailer. And I think that's it. We ended up putting this in so that we had somewhere to put shoes. This is the shoe storage now. I don't know if you can see. That's shoe storage because I just don't like tripping over them on the floor. And then we have this little extra shelf thing here, which has been helpful. And I debated painting the island, but I ran out of juice. I'm not gonna lie. I was exhausted and it destroyed me, and I spent a lot of time crying because this was a lot of hard work for me to do by myself. But when it came down to the island, I was like, nope, I don't have it in me anymore. And I don't hate that the island's not painted, but I do kind of wish that it was. I haven't gotten a chance to do the kids' rooms or the bathroom or my room. Maybe I'll do it, but for right now, I'm happy. I think if you are debating doing this, one, get help. Because even in a small space, you don't realize how much help you really do need. Two, plan to paint more than you think. I ended up doing like 2 coats of gripper and then 2 to 3 coats of paint. And it probably could have used a 4th coat if I was really emotional about it. But at that point, I was like, whatever, it is what it is. But I still, even just doing this space, and I'm going to make a loop around one more time. This was 1 large can of gripper and 1 large can of paint and primer. So I did not need a second can, which was kind of great. And that's even doing all the cabinets down there too, the wall. So I mean, I thought I was going to need more gripper and more primer paint, but I didn't. So 1 gallon, I think, the big cans of each. I needed more rollers than I thought because it took me more days than I was anticipating. Plus you have to wait for everything to dry and cure. Someone had said if you are planning on doing the trim, buy the trim and don't paint it. I totally agree with that. If I had a modicum of talent with an air nailer gun thing, I would absolutely have purchased new trim instead of painting it, because the trim was the hardest part. That took, I mean, if I said 15 coats, I don't think I would be exaggerating. And I think those are probably the only tips that I have that are like critical. And if you're gonna do wallpaper, get a friend, because that's a 2-man gig for sure. Yeah, that's it. I don't have anything else to say. You can do it. There, you can do it with help. Okay, bye guys.